Hey, welcome. My name is OJ Kenyatte Johnson, and this is The Black Moor. Welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. If you've seen any of my videos or YouTube or Facebook or what have you, thank you for the support. Continue to hit share, hit like. Let's grow the community. Let people that we're trying to do something a little bit different out here. All right. Our mission here is to educate, to motivate and uplift black people worldwide and everyone who loves us, regardless of race, religion, or nationality. If you love black people, this is a platform for you, right? That's the only criteria we have. If you don't like black people, you don't love black people, turn this off. This ain't for you. You ain't included in the club. You can't come to the party. You ain't coming to the cookout. This is just for people who love black people. All right. This video, I want to talk about a little connection I think we're missing nowadays, right? It's 2020, and I could be wrong on this. I don't know. Please let me know. Give me your feedback. There might be some stuff out there that I don't know, because again, y'all, I'm just a dad, a husband, that just being doing the family thing for years, but now I feel like it's my time to get my voice out there. So I definitely need a lot of help with technology, what's going on nowadays. But this video, I think we're missing a critical connection between the Afro-Latin connection. What I mean by that is, black people that speak Spanish, black people that speak Portuguese, right? These are the people that I'm talking about. We are missing that connection, that Afro-Latin connection, and our connection with Latin people throughout time, starting from before America was founded and on after Columbus. Right, and our relationship. A couple of things that I wanted to just bring a point to. For example, y'all ever heard of Vicente Guerrero? Anybody ever heard of him? Let me tell you why this man is so important. This man was a revolutionary, right, from Mexico. He was a black man, but he was black, Latin, and obviously had some European blood in him as well, right? But he fought for the independence of Mexico. He fought with all the revolutionary leaders side by side. And what happened was he actually became Mexico's first president, the first president. And he was a man that was, the thing I loved about him is that he was for the people, by the people, right? He was always about the people, the downtrodden, the poor. And so not only did he spread that message in his presidency about wanting to uplift the poor, he also, abolished slavery in Mexico. Now, eventually they came and they murdered him. Of course they did. You already know. They ain't gonna let somebody like that in the 1800s live very long. But the man was a revolutionary and gave his life to the struggle for black and brown people, but nobody really knows about him. We don't talk about him, and we definitely don't talk about him from that point of him, the Afro connection, that Afro-Latin connection. It's not there. Let me ask you guys one other one. You guys ever heard of the Maroons? You got to look up the history of the Maroons. The Maroons were people that were fought and resisted slavery all across the planet. So I'm talking, you could find Maroons here in America, when you look at American history, North America, South America, all over the Caribbean, all of the Caribbean islands as well, right? A couple of the most famous ones there is Captain Cujo from Jamaica. Y'all, listen, I talk to Jamaicans who don't even know this, but the Maroons in Jamaica, they fought the European power structure and demanded to have their own land. It's crazy. You should look in a little bit of that history. But I went to Jamaica and I went into Cotpick Mountains and I saw where these revolutionary fights happened and battles where these Maroons broke into armories and were stealing weapons and were just trying to free slaves and free themselves and stuff, right? Captain Cujo was one of the baddest mans on there at the time, and he fought off the English and won. Another one, you ever heard of Jasper Yanga? That brother was fighting against oppression and slavery in Mexico. Jasper Yang, a black man, spoke Spanish in Mexico. Most people don't know about him. Hey, shout out to Yanga Sports. Go check them out. Yanga Collection. They're doing some good work out there as well, trying to make that, again, that Latin, Afro-Latin connection. But you gotta take a look do some research on Jasper Yanga. He was tearing shit up in Mexico. Again, revolutionary. But you're not gonna learn that in American history. I don't think you learn it in Mexican history. I don't know. I've taken Mexican history. I've taken Latin history. I've taken ethnic studies in college. All these. I've never heard of them. It just seems like any time when it comes out to something being positive and for or about black people, they're not gonna tell you about it, right? How do we get this on so we can learn this, right? You guys ever heard of Toussaint L'Ouverture? Come on. That's a man in Haiti. He freed Haiti. He battled the French, again, trying to get our freedom from French oppression, right? When you look at Toussaint L'Ouverture, also, since the modern era, the revolution that Toussaint L'Ouverture started was the only successful slave result in modern history. Think about that. Again, the only successful slave revolt in modern history, right, came from Toussaint L'Ouverture. Man, it was incredible. You got to check out that history a little bit as well. Let me tell you why I think this is so important, because with us not making that connection between the Spanish-speaking side and the so-called African side, right, I think two things happen. Number one, tends to get the European side always gets heightened. African side is always at the bottom, right? Let me tell you a quick story. What I think about this. I had a friend of mine, real good friend that I knew back in the day. I think I was just out of high school or something like that. She's Puerto Rican, right? Now, here's a crazy thing. You go to her house and you look at some pictures of her older brother, uncles, stuff like that. But they look like light-skinned black people. Got big afros, right? Came out that her brother was actually a classmate of one of my aunts in high school. Now, they went to a predominantly white school. Very few black people there. Now, he was Puerto Rican, her brother. But when I talked to people around there, they were saying, like, no, they were considered the black people. They looked like the DeBarge. Okay, y'all know El DeBarge, light skin like that, but he's Puerto Rican. The crazy thing, though, is it was all on his dad's side. He always wanted to deny the black side. Never wanted to deal with black people. Didn't really like black people. Never really spoke to me. Never took the time. But it was in a deep hatred of the brown side of his family because he didn't know the history and was ashamed of it. That's a problem, I think, right? When I think of people like Sammy Sosa, right? Sammy Sosa was like my complexion. Now that brother looked like Ricky Ricardo. Okay, look like Desi Arnaz Jr. from I Love Lucy. I know I'm dating myself, but come on, Sammy. You got people out there that are wanting to whitewash their skin and bleach it just so they can have more European standards. That's because they hate that African side, but love that European side. They don't have that Latin, that Afro-Latin connection and know about us. Because us as a people, Latin people and African people, have been mixing for centuries, for years. Actually, prior to any, I would say, Spanish came aboard, because Africans were in the New World prior to Columbus. You don't know about that. We just didn't stay, didn't cause war. We traded and peacefully went back and came back and forth. Columbus was the one that came in and made a big deal out of it, and that's because he started slavery and shit. Okay, but that's a whole nother story. But again, we got to get back to this Latin, Afro-Latin history. I want to see more of that. I don't know why we used to have celebrate what's called Afro-Caribbean, which is a Caribbean African festival that I loved out here in the Bay Area, and they kind of did away with that. I'd love to see some type of festival that's an African Latin festival as well. If there is some stuff like that out there, someone please let me know. Post it in the comments or likes or something like that so I have that information as well. But again, I just want to see us get back to that. I want to see it get a closer Afro-Latin connection, because you know what? We all are the same people. We're the same family, right? Let me put it to you this way. If you speak Spanish or Portuguese, but when you get out the shower, in 10 minutes, if your skin is ashy and it looks like you can play tic-tac-toe on it, I'm talking about you, right? If you jump in a pool and you get out and your hair tends to tighten up, that's what I'm talking about. Come on home. Come on over to this side. Learn about this side of the family. We got something for you. Always had love for you. But it's one big family, y'all. There's no such thing as race, right? That's a man-made aspect, okay? But with that, I just want to offer you peace, love. Hit share, hit like for me. All right? Much love, y'all. I know I'm rambling. I'm just out there just doing it. I'll talk to y'all later. Love you. Peace.